is that there is sometimes influence peddling, there's sometimes bribery or even intimidation. And I want to put this question to the elected members of the county assembly that we have, assemblies that we have in the room right now. Let's start with you, Daktari, and then we come to Honorable Mbogo and, of course, Honorable Minority Whip. Have you personally faced any political pressure or perhaps any political influence to either support or reject an impeachment motion? If so, from whom and why? Daktari, let's start with you.
Yeah, thank you so much. Impeachments, as you've heard, is a process that we've been entrusted as MCAs to ensure that has been done. And the first pressure comes from the voters who have elected us into offices. I would say, for example, in Kericho County, where I come from, we have impeached our governor twice this particular term. And the biggest pressure has come from the voters themselves because where there's been investigation that has happened and there's lots of public funds, as their representative, they expect me to stand with them. So I remember when I was doing functions, they would ask me, we have seen you've done a report, and there's lots of funds. We expect you as our representative to come out and do the needful. So the biggest pressure comes from the elected people, from the members of the public, because we represent them in the assembly as a member. And so when you lose that voice of reason from the members, you lose the trust. So you choose between, do I bow to pressure of the members of the public, or do I persuade my own conviction that I should side with the governor? And you face the impeachment yourself at the ballot. So it's always good to look at where you are and say, I have a role called representation. Who am I representing? It is the people. And they have seen what is happening in the county, and therefore it will be difficult for you as a member to ignore and avoid voicing your concern through an impeachment process. So once what the process has begun, you toe the line. Where do you stand? Do you stand with the oppressors or with the people? And for Kericho, we had what you call Team Raya versus Team, those guys with the governor. So for me, it was all about walking the talk and being with the people on this side of this impeachment, which happened in Kericho.
So just yes or no, you haven't been influenced or intimidated to either support or reject, have you?
There have been attempts, but of course I've stood very strong because at the end of the day, it is me and my power that I have, because I have the power of the people. So there have been attempts from all corners, friends of the governor, business community, and any other person who wants to say, please, can you tone down on this matter?
I see.
But all the same, it becomes, what do you decide as a member elected, representing the people who have elected you to perform their duties in the
All right. Honorable Kiogora, where do you stand on this? Have you been intimidated before? Have you seen this happen? And then what was your response on this?
So thank you very much.
Karibu.
You know, in Meru, we started impeaching Governor Kawira Mwangaza 3 months after she was elected governor in 2022. And I was the mover of the first motion that went all the way to the Senate. And what I can tell you is the standard of impeachment has been set by the Wambora case all the way to the Court of Appeal, and the Sonko case all the way to the Supreme Court. And the Supreme Court in the Sonko case observed that an impeachment is both a legal process and a political process. So you cannot isolate the political part of an impeachment, and then you also isolate the legal part of an impeachment. What is the political part? The political part is who initiates the impeachment. It can be MCAs agreeing that this one is doing bad, we get the governor out. It can be the senator. Maybe he wants to be governor, or maybe he sees the county is not running. He comes and talks to MCs and tells, Uyu, leteni Senate, tutatoa. It can be the initiative of the president. Those are the 3 centers that can remove a governor. If you look at the case of Wambora, it's the MCAs.
Just a moment. If those are the 3 centers, as you call them, that can initiate that process, what happens to the other center that Dr. Bet was talking about? The people. Do they have you ever seen a scenario where the people actually...
The ones pushing the impeachment, maybe the people start participating when they see the motion or the movement, because you have to do public participation. You have to involve the people.
But
so either way,
you haven't seen
I have
it
not seen where it's
originate.
the people who brought the motion,
I
the
see.
MCAs, or a petition that originates an impeachment.
All right, carry on.
Yeah. So those are most of the initiatives start from there. Like the Sonko case, the Waitito case, it's President Kenyatta who initiated it. And he fueled it all the way. So you cannot isolate politics from an impeachment. I'm not faulting him for doing it. Maybe he saw the counties were not being run well as the president at the top. So those are the likely centers where this can be. And what you're asking about influence, being influenced here and there, that happens in politics. Money is involved. Death threats. Like myself, when I moved the first impeachment motion in Meru County, I was thrilled severally that I had to abandon my own house. I moved to an hotel next to the governor's residence. I wanted to stay next to her home so that she cannot suspect I'm close to her. So I was living next to her house during the first impeachment. I realized there are cars following me everywhere. So it's also a matter of life and death, because, you know, an impeachment is also a serious problem when it comes to your political career. If you're impeached, you cannot contest for elections, ever. I don't know where people talk about 10 years. Once you exhaust that appeal mechanism at the High Court, Court of Appeal, and the Supreme Court, you cannot contest for elections. So it's not an easy thing for you to do. There are so many things you have to look at.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. And Honorable Kiogora, just Honorable Mbogo, before we come to you, would you, for the purpose of understanding and just to open the doors to really what really happens, would you care to share with us a little bit of your personal experience in that first impeachment motion? First of all, you moved the motion all the way. Where did it originate? How did you come up with it?
It's myself.
And personally, what convinced you or convicted you to take that sort of role to spearhead this very thing? Talk to us about perhaps the quiet before the storm.
So we were 5 members of the House leadership. Then we tried to seek audience with the governor. The MCAs were complaining that the
3 months into the whole
3
thing.
months, we were trying to book an appointment with the governor to sit down and talk about some of the things we saw she had started doing badly. For example, roadside appointments. She could go to a market and say, oh, this market has no cleaners. Who do you want me to appoint? She would popularly do an advertisement, shortlisting, and interview and hire there. The work of the County Public Service Board. She did such 3 appointments on the roadside. So we saw, oh, this is bad. This thing has to be competitive. All these appointments she is doing unilaterally and demanding that these people be placed on the payroll. Then we realize this is someone who doesn't know about public governance. Then we tried to have a meeting with her to resolve these things and tell her, you have to go slow about these things, you have to follow the procedures for doing things. Then we also wanted to discuss the budget, because we were supposed to do a supplementary budget immediately after the election. She didn't want to do it. She just went to Muga FM, it's a local FM, and started trashing MCAs there. Oh, they are calling me for Mandazi. They want to sit me to eat your money. She started trashing us, so it became so bad. The bad blood. Then we tried to book appointments so that she could not even pick our phone calls. Then we said, no, this one we have to impeach. She had given us all the materials. We knew it was so too soon after the elections, would have proven difficult. And also there is also the gender card that she played very well. Especially with people outside Meru, they saw this is a woman being persecuted. It's as if she was not elected by the people knowing she's a woman. Maybe she grew boobs after the election. People knew she was a woman when they were electing her.
Right.
But now, during the impeachment, she always rallied behind the gender card. I'm a woman, it's the men. They want to persecute me. But she was elected by so many people. It's not like they didn't know she was a woman in the first place and say, oh, these ones are persecuting me. Because and when you called for those meetings, actually it's the women who turned up in bigger numbers in public participations that wanted us. This one will make sure that no women are elected again if this is the kind of show that women are putting forth. It's setting a very bad agenda for them. So that's how it started. She could not want to sit down with us to discuss anything. We saw that she was doing unilateral appointments without going through the public service board, even for our own staff. Then she started filling her office. She was limited to 39 officers. She hired 103. So we wanted to tell her, you cannot go hiring people way above the number that has been set for you by the Transitional Authority and the SRC. You cannot be doing things the way you want. This is a government. So when we started doing the impeachment, there were those tangible issues that we brought to the Senate that even the committee itself was unable to decide which way to vote all the way when it came to the Senate. Then you understand also the politics that goes on at the Senate.
Right.
You can come there, use emotional stuff, and then all the legal issues are washed aside. Like there is one MP who had spoken very bad things, misogynistic things against the governor, and she played those videos that the senators forgot the issues that were persecuted against her in the second impeachment. Of course, the third impeachment became successful because we could not, she used to forget. Like we could sit down and tell her, please, can you do the right thing? Can you govern, can you remove your family from the office? Then the governor was not listening. The other week, a month ago, she bought a political party, the one that used to be Martin Wambora's UMP. Then she put her family, she is the party leader, her husband is the Secretary General, the sister is the deputy party leader, the son is the organizing secretary, like the family. That's how she used to govern Meru with them.
I see.
So one day she was called to Korea to go and see medical equipment. Instead of sending the CEC for health and all these other professionals, technocrats, she sent the family. You know, and she was given also an opportunity to get some 2 bodyguards from the government. She took a brother who used to be a police officer in Nakuru and the sister who was a police officer, the town where she was stationed, as the bodyguards. So she could even send the bodyguards as the delegation for the county in important matters. Now, how does family now bring this, bring value to the county? So when we started impeaching her, Kenyans, they never cared about anything. She was going to social media saying, oh, I'm a woman, I'm a bishop, I'm being persecuted. She could hide behind religion and behind gender to hide all the bad things that she was doing.
I see.
So then as MCAs, for us, we were dealing with principle because you understand there is money involved. The governor is calling you, offering you millions. Right. And you really have to reject, we had to reject a lot of offers. You are called, 5 million is here for you, join us. We just need 24 members because we need to frustrate the 2/3 that are required to impeach. We need 24, so you can add, we give you, we were given so many incentives, but we stood all the way because there is something that we saw. It's either we are impeached at the ballot as MCAs if we do not take care of her because she was very unpopular. I see. Or we impeach her. So it's whoever gets the other first. Because for us, the voters would have gotten rid of us at the ballot if we had not gotten rid of her.
Kill or be killed.